It's time now for that beautiful story at the end of our show that will encourage and inspire you. There's perhaps nothing more empowering than giving a person a vision of what's possible and helping to guide them there. And that's what a Chicago organization is doing every single day, every single year, partnering with businesses and the community to allow high-performing students from at-risk neighborhoods the chance to achieve their dreams. We want to introduce you to Dr. Julius Few, who founded the Few Initiative for Children back in 2013. And one of the ambassadors programs, or one of the program's ambassadors, Sierra Johnson, is also here. I'm really excited to hear from you because you actually went through the process of seeing a new vision. But Dr. Few, first of all, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
This is exciting. I've spoken to you about this off camera, and what you're doing is very unique. So first off, I want to let people know what kinds of young people, what kinds of teenagers are being recruited, if that's the right word, to be in this program.
Recruited is the right word, and these are amazing young men and women who I believe are the definite future of not just Chicago, but certainly for the world. And these are young men and women who may have not had the most optimal opportunity to get out there or to have really a voice. And that's really what the Few Initiative is about. It's about giving a voice.
Giving a voice and, as I said, giving a picture of what's possible. I have to ask you, Sierra, what was life like before you became a Few ambassador?
Sure. Well, you know, when I first started the program, I was a super soft-spoken and reserved young adult. But from the support that Dr. Few and the Few Initiative gave me, I began to realize the potential that I had to make an impact in my community as a young person living in the city of Chicago.
Yeah, and really, you can't be too young or too old to make a difference, but what kinds of programs does the Few Initiative provide that might be different from other organizations that do the same thing?
Well, so I'm really proud of what has become really a viral kind of moment. And this started about 8 years ago. And really my goal was just to have an organization that would give a voice that I didn't have when I was growing up. Really someone to kind of just create a pathway. This is not a program that is about handouts. None of this is at all remotely related to that. It's really giving an opportunity. We give an opportunity through funding kind of college, at least a college opportunity, but also really bringing some of the finest in the city and the business world together to help with developing civic programs that really are ambassadors. These young men and women really help to create. So it's created its own kind of movement, and ultimately we do different things around leadership. We work around the arts. We have programs on financial literacy that have been created by our ambassadors.
What kind of programs have stood out to you, Sierra?
Well, I think for me, the most significant things that stuck out to me were the opportunity to have workshops at the Museum of Contemporary Art in Chicago. But before then, I didn't understand or know the opportunities that I had to be creative and make a creative impact in my community.
Yeah, and what has it meant to you to be an ambassador for the program? Because now you're representing the Few Initiative.
Well, for me, to be an ambassador is to, make a positive impact in my community. And Dr. Few and the Few Initiative for Children have given me so many opportunities to really make a positive impact in the city of Chicago.
Well, it's funny. I come from a single-parent home myself, one of 7 kids. And so when I heard about this, I thought this is just brilliant because so many organizations are doing really great things for young people, but to empower by leadership, to partner with other companies, to have business leaders come and speak, and the mentoring aspect is just so important too. How can people find out more information about the Few Initiative?
So they can definitely go to us actually on social media at the Few Initiative for Children, but also fewinitiative.org is the online presence.
Fewinitiative.org. What is your favorite part of the program? I mean, you founded it, but what's the one thing that you think is the secret sauce?
I love getting surprised. I get surprised all the time when I'm around I'm now the old person in the room, but mature, but around really these amazing young men and women who will say things that you would not expect. Like we just had a program at Beyond, which is a private members wellness club, and which has been an amazing, by the way, supporter of this effort. And also I have to give a shout out to the MCA because the Museum of Contemporary Art under Madeline and Lisa Key's leadership has been a huge supporter, gone way beyond.
We really appreciate the Few Initiative. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.